Hello and welcome to the next episode of Let's Play Hindustan in Europa Universalis 4. Of course, this is BulborbPlays. Now, at the moment we're in a rough spot. We are out of manpower, and we still have to overcome the overextension that's just gripping our nation. The good news is, of course, that a few of our overextension work is going to complete soon. West Berar should be done in the middle of next year. East Berar should be done soon after. And we'll at least push it down. However, we'll likely have to survive 1.5 more years before we can drop it below 100%. And while things will still be bad for a while, we'll be able to at least survive in that case. What? Oh, we have claims still? Okay, apparently we still have claims. We're not going to push them. We can't really even hold on to what we have right now. So taking more would really be quite foolish. Meanwhile, the growth of Adenmans is growing. And if you could tell, I actually turned down the volume of the game because I had gotten a comment that I was inaudible. And of course, I want you guys to hear me. That's kind of the hope. Okay, so we actually have this new, much stronger nation to the north to serve as our a good ally state. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to offer him a royal marriage, and in the long run we may be able to get a I was going to say could get a greater bonus in the long run by asking him to be an ally. But yeah, we are very much disliked. And here's the first rebellion in a manpower-free world. And we'll just have to hope we can recover fast enough and that we suffer minimal casualties. So now our armies are fully up, but we lost some due to attrition already. We'll lose a couple thousand killing these nationalists. We actually did not lose a couple thousand, sorry. We lost some 1,400, which is about, if I recall correctly, it's about 3 more months worth of manpower than what we have. West Berar is now officially cored. So if we look at our overextension, it's down to a slightly more manageable 176%. Still way too much, but it's an improvement. And our next core that we can expect will be in the middle of November in Surat. Actually, not. I mean, the middle of August in Berar. Surat will be a third one. Jumping the gun a little, I guess. Fortunately, the measures we're taking is slowly improving our nation overall. And that is good given our position. Okay, so we should be able to reinforce them by September and start growing our manpower pool again. Fortunately, the decrease of hostile revolt risk will benefit us, and that it will make it take longer for them to declare for rebels to declare war on us. East of Berar should be done right about by the end of the month. We have a revolt in Mandu. Fortunately, our troops were already there to react to it, so we won't get any more stalling than there needs to be. With East Berar, of course, Surat will be the next. It will be done in the middle of in early November, should there be no revolt. And then we can probably expect Jharkhand to be the one after to pour over. Surat has gotten a revolt just before we cored it and improved things immensely. So we're gonna have to send some forces over to free it. This will, of course, will probably push back its liberation into December. And we're down quite a bit of troops from the last two battles, so we're gonna really want to have that recovery. Yeah, we need to recover now 3,000 troops, which we don't have at all. But we can hope things still go relatively smoothly. Surat will still core fairly much on time, and we'll also be able to start coring Gurajat, which I see as a very important thing, seeing as it's the center of the old Gurajatian nation. Fortunately, a lot of its of our revolt risk is going away. I mean, if we look at East and West Berar, their rate is significantly reduced. And Surat is now a cored province, and while it's still fairly bad, especially with our intolerance, it's an improvement. We can also we're also going to save to core Gurajat, and we can actually expect in the middle of May 3 provinces to core for us. Our overextension is also getting much closer to the sweet spot of below 100%, which will prevent some of the worst events from overextension from firing for us. We get some more military tradition. And Telangana. We're actually earning 300 manpower per month now, which is, well, 299, which is nice because it will speed up the process of rebuilding our armies. Since we have nothing to gain from saying nobility cannot be bought, we'll say gold is the sign of nobility. We'll continue stocking that money up, just in case it comes in handy down the line. And of course, once we can, we'll start building more buildings anyway, so. Okay, we won the Battle of Telangana, good for us. We're going to, actually I think I want more to look over and see the mink sooner. So we're going to send our exploration fleets to look over and see just what's over there. Surat has a revolt due to our overextension, most likely, because they're still well, okay, they're still kind of angry due to our intolerance, but usually we'd be able to take them and have them just do nothing except for intolerance. Sint and Delhi are fighting each other, and we have a minor boost in apparent allegiance to rebel factions. Okay. The Ottomans are about halfway to actually being finished in their process, and we should be getting cores very soon. Yeah. We just got just got 3 more cores, bringing us below 100% barely overextension wise, leaving us avoiding the really bad events of overextension. And we still have some issues to deal with, which we will deal with in time, but it's definitely a start of a significant improvement. Madurai has Madurai is all the way down there. Yes, and that temporary revolt risk up will hurt us a tiny bit like that, since it's going to take some time to get some troops down there. But now that we won't roll the really bad events, we should do at least somewhat fine. What's your... Nationalism is very bad in Mandu. As in, they will revolt at the drop of a hat. Oh, we lost around 2,500 there. We're definitely being stretched thinner by these various rebellions, but hopefully the worst of it is past. Except Bunkel Khan has just declared its own rebellion. We'll use our other army because we want to send one of our armies down to go and attempt to pacify the rebels in Madurai. We get colonial enthusiasm, and our colony of the Ottomans will soon come into full as one of our provinces. So we're gonna need to keep an eye on it and get ready to core it as well. Of course, we are waiting to start coring Gurajat, which is our trouble province, the biggest trouble province left in our nation. And we can expect by the end of the year to have 2 more cores for ourselves. Okay, one of our reports, we took some pretty significant damage, but we did end up winning in the end. Which I guess is fairly good, because the alternative is that we lose, of course, and those lives go to waste. We're doing pretty decently from the looks of the casualty numbers. We still took some pretty big casualties, and if we look at our, we need to replenish over 10,000 troops, and we're losing a lot more of our claims, unfortunately. We have another revolt in Kalandra due to the fact that they believe we are not actually of their culture. But we're going to still not change cultures, because that, for its price, we can save up for more tech, or deal with war exhaustion, or something else that is probably a bit more relevant to how we want to grow. Sorry, I don't know all of the map modes yet. I'm trying to look for... Oh. That's sphere of influence. Here we go, culture. So they're barely within our group, and we, though they're accepted culture, they're still not in the region of happy with our overexpansion. Because if we look at our revolts possible, most of our provinces have fallen fairly low, and we want to revolt. Only a lot of the ones we just recently took, and that's because of and Rockjote just is now considered part of our patrimony. So all of these are just stuff we recently took. It has a nationalist revolt risk, which we can't really do much about. And in some areas it's a particularly bad nationalist revolt risk that we just will have to hope doesn't get worse. Next month we'll have enough to start coring Gurjat, which will ease things, not only in terms of global revolt risk, but also in local revolt risk. So now we're starting to core Gurjat, which is good. I just wanted to go take a look to see if we could get someone better. We won, but took around 2,000 more casualties. The only reason it's so cheap for us to replenish manpower is because we have none. Which is why building more armories will actually pay off, and that will slightly boost our build rate. And especially since now these provinces are mostly stable, getting that improved manpower recovery is almost essential if we're going to remain relevant in the region in the long run. However, we're just trucking up. We should be able to tech up in diplomacy tech and unlock embassies. Of course, we kind of are limited in our expansion in that we have a lot of aggressive expansion from everyone. And that's going to remain for many, many years. Delhi, everyone has around 100. And until, and we'll probably have to deal with a coalition down the line. Mandu is now considered, after much work, part of our nation. Which of course, is probably the best we're going to get there. Now that our overextension is technically under control, it's at 48%, which only provides around 2 revolt risk. We can look at just some more problems we'll face down the line. Other than the fact that Gurjat's going to take 10 years to core, we're going to receive the Andanaras soon, which, while we want to have it, it's going to be worth, if I'm seeing correctly, around 5, which means we're going to see around 20% overextension just added on, which totals to around 1 revolt risk that we don't want to have. And of course, it should be easier to actually core it though, since it's our culture, it's our religion, unlike a lot of these provinces up here. I mean, Gurjat, fortunately, the richest province here, is the proper faith, but we can't convert a lot of the other ones, which since we just aren't. And I completely forgot about that. Wow. So we discovered the Zhu, which indicate that the Ming aren't doing so well. We're gonna build some ships now, just to replace the ones we lost. Since we're gonna build around 5 barks, light ships, just to so we can send them out and continue exploring up the Chinese coast, and hopefully so we can start getting discoveries over in Japan and such. So we can see more of the world. Meanwhile, we're also going to want to look down here, and eventually we're going to want to create a small... we have the Malwani rebels have revolted again. And I guess I'm somewhat aggravated by that nationalism, since it's not going away anytime soon. And it's the cause of all of our revolts. Directly is. All of the areas we conquered, if we didn't have it, would not be revolting. But I don't know why Mandla is so eager to revolt. Culture, nationalism, what do you know? Cause of all of your problems, and for a bigger empire, is nationalism. Unfortunately, our general seems to have a slight advantage in the conquering, because he's the more powerful phase at the moment. We had an excellent year manpower-wise. That is a godsend in terms of what we need right now, because those troops can go back into reinforcing our armies. I do wish we had a bit more administration, but we can't really pick and choose. We're kind of stuck with that. Okay, and we were attacked again. As we get closer to a full colony, I believe the chance of them attacking goes up. Yeah, wow, we're looted. Which is what's lowering the income. Its actual income is around 5. And once the natives go in, it will be 5.1 base tax, plus 50 more men to add to our pool. Which we have 320 in per month. That's not even including potential manpower that we'll have relatively soon. I'll assemble our light ships for the journey they're about to make. Madurai is, due to revolt risk, they're not building very fast. They're only halfway through to building their ship. We'll roll with it for now because we're at least rich. We'll hopefully be very rich by the time we pursue some other things. And looks like Persia's expanding their influence. So we can either give Amagar trade privileges, or we can get our legitimacy up. Seeing as legitimacy is we somewhat need at this moment, it will lower our revolt risk, and it will make us more tolerant and lower our how much we despise heathens. From horde to just bad. We have a... I seem to recall we... Oh, we have a missionary. An inquisitor, sorry. We'll go hire him, actually, because we can actually convert a province. Granted, it will take around not even 10 years. It's going to take us around 15 years to do it. But that's better than nothing. And if we can convert it, it will work with us. I mean, it will be more productive in terms of how much we can get from it. How much do we need for diplomacy? We need 780. So, about half a year's worth. So it looks like our income's up to 336 men per month. Which is at least helping. We've gotten our required troops to recover down to 7,000. So we're slowly seeing recovery. But of course, once our colony is done, we can expect difficulties for a while, just because now we have to core it. If we look at per month, we're expecting to get per year we're expecting to get 138 people. So, assuming we follow expected in 2 years, our colony will grow to a fully blown province. Troops up here aren't recovering as fast, probably because they're farther away from our capital. Oh well. We're going to go and build more provinces, armories in provinces, because in the long run we'll benefit from that. And we finally have an heir to the throne. It is... Oh, I keep forgetting that. He not only has a strong claim, but he's much better administratively, though he's not as good militaristically. And he's about just the same in terms of our actual current ruler. Well, he's better in diplomacy, actually. So a net gain in terms of honor points, and especially in the areas we want to develop a bit more now. We can go and ask for military access to provide. We could, and it's very tempting to go and provide aid. So we will, just because we want Oud to work with us, especially since they're the one other Hindu state in the region. So we'll go and send an expeditionary force just to provide some aid to them while they grow. Granted, we're wasting our manpower on this, but the long-term gain, I feel, it's worth taking the risk. Granted, I wish we were rolling much better than we were now, and our troops are breaking right now. That was a waste of troops. Unfortunately, we should have had a ruler, not a ruler, a leader. We'll send our other army to help to try and take them down now, just because now that we're in and interfering, we want to keep this state propped up. Especially since Nepal, which would be a Muslim state, has a possibility of revolting free. Yeah, if you didn't know, we're back to over 10,000 required. We'll definitely say if it moves, draft it at this point in Costa, because this brings our manpower up slightly, which, like I've said, we need the improvements. Also, fairly soon we'll go and be able to get our next diplomatic level in about 2 months, should we follow our current growth. Which we should. I mean, it's unlikely we'll have an event that changes it that much. Okay, we, after sending those troops in, they do not like us still, despite the fact we provided some aid for them. Wow. I mean, what? But, it's possible they thought they could eventually take down that siege. Unlike, good old, Bengal here, which, despite, facing the same group again, great. The coalition has expanded to include Delhi. I don't know why they're considering us part. We're kind of not worth it. Especially since we've been fighting their enemies. Well, in a way. No, we haven't. We fought Sind and we guarantee Sud. Though they should be getting over the aggressive expansion somewhat. And the Ottomans have grown to become self-sustaining. I guess yay, though, like I said, there is some issues with it. Fortunately, we have more than enough administrative power to start coring it. And we'll go and send our first colonist all the way over to Africa. Which reminds me, the final ship in our exploration fleet has managed to become a fleet ship. So, and we're gonna have to hire a new explorer, unfortunately. So we'll put off getting the diplomatic tech for a little bit, so we can hire an explorer to go continue investigating into China. And most likely that's due to naval range. And if we wanted to ask for fleet basing, Zhu have a pretty bad opinion of us, so we can go send a man to go improve relations with them and hopefully be able to get basing rights. Until then, our fleet will content itself to explore up and down the Persian Gulf, so we can just see kind of how the political situation is moving over there. Especially since Persia slowly looks like it's becoming a complete monster up there. And we'll have to fight them eventually. They are our enemies. As a Muslim state. Okay, we wipe out the nationalists that threatened them. If we look, they still don't care, but I'm happy that we were able to protect the only other Hindu state. And that's always, and since we're so lonely, we need every potential friend we can get. Granted, Omnigar will probably never forgive us, because we'll have over 200 in actual things they'd hate about us. Unfortunately, soon they'll start. We'll stop having improved relations there, so it will grow much faster than it could potentially fall. And Marathas are just debating whether to work with us or not, because though we have aggressive expansion, at the same time we're big and we provide some bonuses. And since we don't have our a diplomatic thing, and we could work to improve our relation, we will send someone to improve relations, and hopefully as aggressive expansion goes down, we can see more of that. So, to summarize what we've done is that by just slowing down and allowing our nation to catch up with overextension, we've managed to restore our nation's place in the world and start collecting money again. In our trade node of Ceylon, we control essentially 80% of the wealth there, and we're not going to get much better unless we seriously either send more ships there or wipe out a few nations, which at the moment we won't be doing. In Bengal, we're trading around 41% of their wealth forward, despite the fact I see that they had more wealth. I guess it's lying, but anyway, despite it saying we're trading a lot, we are essentially powering through and holding their trade hostage with our overall economic power. We're planning to start expeditions to examine what else happened to China, since we're only in southern China at the moment. What other states, though by look of it, Ming still has survived by that color. And for basing rights, what do we need? Okay, I guess with that summary in mind, thank you all for watching. Tune in next time as we work on further building up in our nation and developing better infrastructure to deal with all of these enemy nations.